in a weird mood today. Hi, it's Kendall here. And if you're new around here, welcome. If you're not new around here, what's Home Skillet Biscuit? What is up, Home Skillet Biscuit? And happy Saturday. No, it's not. It's definitely the midweek. I'm not filming Saturday. This is how often I do just regular videos at this point. I'm in a bit of a weird mood. It's hormonal, but I just came from a walk and that helped a lot. It also gave me a tan like immediately. So who knows if my foundation, you see that? For an hour in the sun, and I definitely didn't put sunscreen on. Don't be me, be better. But yeah, I have a bunch of shit and I can blame it on my job like a good YouTuber. Write it up for taxes. But there's a bunch of stuff that I've either barely tried, not tried at all, stuff that I got from the VIB sale from Sephora, because that's how they get you. And honestly, I just want to do a little bit of schmoozing, talking, and yeah, and that'll be the day. Oh, there is one thing I want to talk about, even though I know I'm probably not gonna put it on in this video, but I want to say that I like these. Not sponsored. Fenty came out with like body makeup. And for those of you that don't know, I have this like discoloration right here. I've always had it. It's who I am. It's who I was born to be. My titties are like, like sitting weird and they're like rubbing against, and they're free. You could for once wear a bra during filming, but absolutely not. These are called the Fenty Beauty Body Sauce. Body Sauce. And I tried these out a few days ago and it's like body makeup and it's slightly illuminating. I used, this was maybe a week or two ago, and again, I tan very quickly. The color I used at first was number 3 Agave Spice. Oh wait, that still probably works. Oh yeah, that will still work. And it's just like slightly illuminating, not sticky. Years ago, I used to use the, it was like a bronzing gel lotion type thing from the people that make the Bum Bum cream. What a cute name, by the way. And I also bought a giant Bum Bum cream. The Bum Bum people had like a bronzing liquid and it was pretty, but it was so freaking sticky. And I was so afraid and paranoid that if I sit on something light, like if I had it on my legs, it would just leave this brown mark. But this is cool. This has no scent and it's more of a makeup than like an illuminizer, which that one was very like glittery and stuff. So that's agave. See, it blends in really well. And it's like dry, it's not sticky. And then we have salty caramel, which is the next shade. Darker, hint more red. Both of those bomb. Now speaking of the Bum Bum people, I also bought this stupid large Bum Bum cream because they make it this big now. I had no idea. Which kind of brings me to my if you've never smelled the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum cream, highly recommend you do. At this point, I've slowly accumulated everything that's in the Bum Bum scent. I just got the lip balm. But this brings up one of the things that I've been doing recently. I'm currently, we'll see how well that goes, on a scented, well, a lotion in general. Lotion and skincare no buy. Because honey child, sugar plum, honey bee, it has gotten really chaotic, just out of hand. I'm one person, very tall as well, so I like to avoid lotioning my entire body if at all possible because I just don't feel like it. But now at the end of the day, I have my, you know, I take my shower, yada yada yada, and now I like put all this like beautifully scented lotion on, and then I'm like, man, I'm ready for bed. And it also helps me realize that some lotion that I have smells okay, but when you put it all over your body, it's like, oh, this actually low-key stank. Taking some lotion out of my arsenal, I hate to say this, one of the lotions that I loved so much for years was the Righteous Butter from Soap and Glory. I used to love that scent. But something about putting it all over my body gives me a headache. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I might leave it to just my legs and go from there, because if it's anywhere too close to like my shoulder, this area, and I'm just smelling it all night, I can't. Figuring out what is my signature scent or whatever. Why am I talking like this? Wrong. So the first thing I'm going to put to my face is something that I have been testing out for the last few weeks and I actually really like it, and it's a foundation from Dahlia, which is a Korean brand, and it's called the Skin Paradise Sheer Silk Foundation. I have the shade T into and TN3. I'm going to use TN3 because it's a little bit deeper, which leads into kind of a bit of a conversation that I feel is long overdue. If you haven't been following my channel for a very long time, then you wouldn't know. But at one point, I did primarily my makeup videos focused on K-beauty as a person with deeper skin, because it felt like that was something that was very lacking in like the K-beauty space. By the way, I already love this foundation. I already know I love this foundation. It's a beautiful foundation. Highly recommend it. You should get it. It's beautiful. Nice dewy finish, nice like natural, livable, comfortable. It makes your face look like a milkshake. Love that. At one time, I made primarily my videos focused on like the very underrepresented kind of darker skin demographic for K-beauty, which was very interesting. And I was thinking a bit when I saw this foundation, I was like, man, how far have we come? Yeah, because I remember distinctly when I used to make those videos, people were so confused. I'll say generously that I made videos like that because it's like, well, it's K-beauty. Why should people with darker skin be accommodated into that? And I had made like whole videos kind of explaining how that's really weird that you would explicitly disregard darker skinned people when you're making like global leaps and bounds to be like a globally recognized company. I find that very interesting to completely and utterly disregard. Keep in mind, I'm saying darker skin. I'm not talking about specifically black people, but I feel like black people should also not be excluded from your global expansion for a product. I would do videos testing out the like 3 colors of darker skin cushions and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's really exciting to see that those moves are finally being made. It took a very long time because I was making those videos, you know, complaining about that maybe 3-4 years ago. Presumably more Korean brands are taking their entire demographic into consideration because look at that. Look at that. Gorgeous. Ah! Like this is easily the most extensive range I've ever seen from a Korean brand. And I just, like, look at that. It's so pretty. I will say I like their concealer, but the concealer needs work as far as like color wise. I did want to do like a whole video about like my favorite kind of like glowy foundations and like foundation bases and like liquid highlighters and cream gel highlighters and liquid like blushes and cream blushes and stuff like that for, you know, the upcoming hot girl summer. Let me know if you guys want that video, because I remember when I made like a video about sheer lipsticks and I didn't understand why, but suddenly there was like a whole demographic of people that was like, make a whole video about sheer lipsticks, and I'm like, really? You want a video just about sheer lipsticks? And yeah, a lot of people that did. Yes. Real plump like a mochi. Look at that. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna use this too. I guess I could use them together. I've been using these like e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealers. These are cool. But yes, this one's like a nice sheer brightening concealer. Really, really nice and thin. I feel like it's one that you could use if you didn't use foundation like on the rest of your face and everything. You'd probably really like it too. Okay, so a few days ago or maybe a week or so ago, I went on a whole like IMOGEN? How do you pronounce that name? IMOGEN HEAP throwback situation. Because what happened was I was talking about how one of my songs called Northern Lights, I don't like to talk about my music for some reason. It makes me very uncomfortable and embarrassed, but I have a song called Northern Lights, and it got 1 million streams on Spotify not too long ago, which is great considering I'm not really the best at promoting. I tend to say things in passing a lot, and one day I'll maybe get over it. Anyway, and as I was like going down the rabbit hole of IMOGEN HEAP, I really started to sit there and think, man, I think I like subconsciously took so much inspiration from her, from Uttara Hikaru, from Janet Jackson. Like when I was a kid, those women like really, you know, they inspired me and they inspired my sound, and it was really cool because then I brought up IMOGEN HEAP to people and they were like, oh my god, I can definitely hear it. And so I went on this whole like retro throwback to the entire Speak For Yourself album. So fire. So fire. If you don't know who IMOGEN HEAP is, that's unfortunate. You really should. I think people know her most for Hide and Seek. What you say? That you only meant well, and of course you did. What you say? That is all for the best, of course it is. What you say? That is just what we need. You decided this. What you say? What did she say? That song. But that album has many more of a bop, in my opinion, than that song. That song is okay. It's very good. It's iconic. But like, it's not her best work on that album, if you ask me. I think probably her best song is The Moment I Said It, which is a very dramatic. She makes a lot of music that sounds like conversations, if that makes sense. Like people arguing, people discussing important topics. And so that song is like essentially an argument. Like an argument between a couple, one that presumably has kids, and like someone's taking the kids and it's, we need to work on this and you're not trusting me. Maybe even some elements of like someone going through like a mental health episode. It's very, very heavy and it makes me cry. And I want to play it, but I'm sure I'm going to get copyright, and I deserve to get copyright. Imogen deserves her money. Also, Headlock, if you've never heard it, is also a banger. You say too late to start, got your heart in a headlock. I don't believe any of it. Another thing that kind of started this like spiral down listening to, by the way, that entire album is pretty good except for I'm in Love with You. I hate that song. But what kind of took me down this rabbit hole is that I started listening to Frou again, Frou, which was the band that Imogen Heap did one album with. I know there's a whole subsect of people that don't know what the I'm talking about. Basically, it boils down to music recommendations, all right? But Frou did a song for Shrek 2. They did a cover of I'm Holding Out for a Hero that played in the credits. The yeah. Late at night I toss and tell and dream of what I need. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. So they also made an album by themselves, and there were like 4 or 5 songs on that really took me down memory lane. Bangers by themselves as well. And I say all that to say, you should check them out. That was a very long-winded way of saying, because I realized, because I brought it up on Twitter and there was like a sizable amount of people that had no idea who I was talking about. And I was like, was this just my 10-year-old self? It was just me? Okay, then I will help the masses, because y'all need to know about this. This right here is that fire. Oh, I'm going in with one of the Rare Beauty blushes. This is a new color that for me, and this is in Lucky. I think I brought this up in the last Get Ready With Me that I did, but I'm really late to Rare Beauty. And so when there was a sale, I bought a crap ton more stuff because I realized I really like most of the products that I've tried from them. Try out more stuff, and this is a very pretty color. This is the first time I've ever tried it. Oh no, I put that too low. It's fine, I'll just put some more foundation over it, but I'm just, now it just looks like a rosacea. That's not the blush's fault, that's my fault. Don't mind me, just cruising by the girl with the balloon, and it looks like you're the only ones around. Caught on CCTV, heading towards the city lights, winking diamonds at me, I'm stretched out like... So I have 2 things that I purchased recently that are purely the fault of Samantha Ravindal. One is the Freckle maker, Freckle. I bought Freck Noir, which in theory as a negress, I thought would be appropriate, but I actually think it might be a wee bit dark. So I've considered, well, here's the thing. I considered going to Sephora and returning this as well as one of the Rare blushes because I made a mistake and bought the same color twice. But while I was there, I ended up not being able to return it, because it was a JCPenney Sephora and it would take too long. Like if I wanted to sit there for 10 minutes and let them call whoever they need to call for returns or whatever, I could have done that. But instead, I did not want to do that and ended up buying things. So, but anyway, Freck is a freckle maker. It's like a little eyeliner, and then you're supposed to dot it on your face, and then from those dots create more dots with your finger, right? But something about this color is not working for me. So maybe I do need to just get the original Freckles, because on me, it doesn't look like freckles. It just looks like my face is a little dirty. I do find that when makeup companies do like shades and stuff, they do often forget about like middle colors. They'll be like, oh, here's for light people and here's for dark people. And I'm like, so do I gotta buy both and like mix it? Oh, See, it's like, it's dark. Granted, those with deeper skin are even more ignored, so I should shut up. It's almost too cool, if that makes sense. It needs to be a little like warmer for me. I've considered buying the original, but then I realized after I had purchased this, and I bought it for VIB, so it was like 20% off. It's $28. Now, I've bought some stupid shit in my life, some very expensive stupid shit in my life, but somehow in good conscience, I just can't bring myself to pay full price. Yeah, I just wish there was like a slight more red situation going on with that. But as far as, it looks okay. It's not meant to be like this. It's not what I planned at all. I don't want to feel like this. Hey, hey. Should be yodeling. The second thing that I purchased because of Samantha Ravindall, she's, a lot of influencers over the years have tried to sell you shit, all right? Something about Samantha gets me, you know what I mean? And the thing is, as much as I love Samantha as a viewer, I don't know her personally, she did send me her highlighters, which are beautiful. I think I talked about this in my last Get Ready With Me, and this is definitely gonna be in like a favorites video if I ever get around to it. These are gorgeous as foundations. Beautiful. But as far as the products that I end up buying because of Samantha, is a little hit or miss. I ain't gonna lie to you. She was the reason I bought that Bite foundation, and I was very underwhelmed by it. I bought like an Hourglass concealer because of her, and I was very underwhelmed by it. And now I bought the Freck because of her, but that might be my fault because I bought the color that might not match me. And then because of her, I bought the Hen Dash Beautology palette, which now that I think about it, it was in a video where she was talking about products that are pretty innovative, and at the time I don't think she's even purchased it, so who do I put the clown face on me? But here it is. It just looked pretty, damn it. It's an ombre palette, which was just very appealing to me generally, you know? And if at some point I ever do get to travel again, I like the idea that there's like shades in here that can be, you know, mixed together to, in essence, do a full face if I wanted to. These are, and they're like nice size pans, you know, for that. I used to justify this purchase of like $85. Damn you, Samantha. Again, I can't even blame her for that. This is me. But you know damn well we're gonna use it today if I'm spending that much money on it. I say that like I haven't spent around the same amount, if not more, on Pat McGrath stuff. But the cool thing about it, this is the thing that drew me to it, is the idea is that you can use from either end of each of these pans, create, you know, a myriad of different colors. So that in essence makes it feel more versatile. So that is my excuse for why I got it. Is it a good excuse? It's up to you to decide. Anyway, I'm gonna take this middle part of tan and lines, and I'm gonna use that to set my eyelid space. Oh my God, and while I'm doing this, I have a confession to make. I have a comeuppance. I have joined the cult of Showgirls fans. I know. I've said some stuff in my day, particularly on Twitter, but nothing has embarrassed me more than the words that just came out of my mouth. So if you are new to the Showgirls evolution, I've made a Bad Moves and a Beat on it, and during that video I was just very perplexed. I didn't know how I feel about it. I thought it was, you know, just this almost like a peerless work of trash that in this weird way made me want to share it with everyone. I mean, most bad movies kind of make me want to do that, but this one in particular in a way that only very few movies have done. Like things from Neil Breen, things from like The Room, you know, those movies that are so made with such earnest and sincerity, that Birdemic to some extent, that it makes you want to share it with the masses. But the thing about this movie is that it wasn't made by just like a singular, diluted, under-budgeted man. This was like a well-known, respected director. And so I think that component made me really confused. You know what I mean? Like, that component has kept me in its grasp for the last, what, 3 months since I made the video? And I find myself kind of speaking to people about it over, like, still, it's been months. I've never had a bad movie stay with me like that, to such an extent that it made me want so many people to see it. At some point, I just accepted, Kendall, is this how you behave if you hate a movie? Is this how you act when you really hate a movie? Do you spend this much time, this much effort trying to accept or understand something that you hate so thoroughly? And in being honest with myself, I said no. In this kind of weird way I can't explain, that movie, such fodder. It's like no one view of the movie is correct or incorrect, right? I've never seen a movie be so bad and in some ways good. It's just as bad as it is good. And so I say all this to say, I did indeed purchase Showgirls for Blu-ray. You know, like some movies that you don't actually watch, but like you've seen them so many times that you kind of have them as just noise in the background. It's risen to that particular echelon. I feel like there's levels. Movies and videos that you go back to several times. Movies and videos that you come back to because you want something to watch while you eat. And then movies and videos you come back to just because they exist in this, like, they just exist in your area while you do nothing to pay attention to. In a weird way, that is the utmost respect I can give to a film. And I still haven't really come to terms with how like what I think of the film. It's just one of those things that I keep trying to push off onto other people and say like, hey, you watch it. I've become that person. I'm like, it's bad. Don't get me wrong. It's still one of the most terrible things I've ever seen. You know, this kind of singular work of comedy due to that. And it's partially due to the earnestness with which it was made. Do you hear how passionately I'm talking about this? So yeah, I guess I'm a Showgirls fan. I'd be more than happy to go to like a live viewing of Showgirls. You know, like how they do the room and people like throw spoons and stuff and say, hey, Danny, I did not hit her. I did not. Like we all do it as like a chorus. I would love to go to like a Showgirls group viewing. And I know some people probably think like, well, Showgirls is a very sexual movie, right? Like, is that something that you really want to watch in public? And it's like, the thing is about Showgirls, despite it being like so sexual of a movie, it is somehow the least sexy movie ever made. To the extent that it's almost cartoonish, so in no way is it like enticing in a sexual way. It's just pure and utter, unabashed, campish entertainment. With that said, I did start Mommy Dearest, and I need to finish it. Maybe that'll be next Bad Movies in a Beat, because like I wasn't watching it for that. I was just watching it because people kind of named Showgirls, Mommy Dearest, and Valley of the Dolls as like the trifecta of camp. Almost in this like mythological way. It's like these three movies are the height of stupid camp. And Mommy Dearest was hilarious what I was watching. I was trying to do other stuff while it was on, which admittedly was a bad idea. My fans are everything to me, baby. As far as the quality of this palette, I think it's nice. I can imagine it'd be really good for like working makeup artists. But for me, just at home, I don't know, when maybe at some point when I can travel again, I can get a lot more use out of this because there is like, it's slim, it's compact, you know, it has the base of everything I need. I kind of like that. Okay, I have this liquid shadow because I need more of those. And this is also from Dear Dahlia. They got me with them promo videos. They know how to sell it. Dear Dahlia, Pat McGrath, M Cosmetics. They know how to sell me a product. They know how to sell me anything. This is their liquid shadow. This is called the Paradise Shine Eye Sequins. And this is in Love Drunk. Danessa Myricks Beauty Vision Flush, which are just like eyes, cheeks, lips, colors. This is in Toasted Almond, and this is like a really pretty, like bronzy contour color for my skin tone. So I've been using it, well, I'm testing it out. Because like when you use like these kind of sheer foundations and liquid blushes and stuff like that, like a very thick bronzer just doesn't quite look as seamless, I find. Contour, bronzer, whatever. I know some people don't even contour anymore, but like, I got a chubby face, so I still do it. Okay, keeping this pink fever going. I got 2 highlights from Rare Beauty. One that's probably too dark, maybe not, and one that's a little light. But this is in Transcend, and I'm gonna try this by itself first and see. Ooh, oh wait, no, that's probably okay. I take it back. This is a good color. Every time I do a Get Ready With Me, I like right before I'm like, oh, I have all this stuff I want to talk about. I'm gonna talk to them about this, and then I get here and I don't remember any of it. So I'm just here poking myself in the eye. Admittedly, it is just really relaxing to put a bunch of on your face. I do want a little bit of something in the inner corner, which is where I'm gonna bring out this unnecessarily large Dear Dahlia palette of highlighters, which I'm obviously not going to use on my face because I've already used everything else. But this like rose gold right here, singing to me. Put this right on the intel. So brows. I have been on the hunt of that damn ABH Flex Soft Brow Soap Brow situation because I like to waste money. Well, literally what happened was I wanted to buy it. It was sold out. Story of my life. And so I've been continuing to use my M Cosmetics because they make the best brow stuff in my unbiased opinion. So I'm just gonna go in with the Flex Brow, which is I was gonna say a similar concept, but it's not. It really isn't. It's just like a really good brow gel. But what I bought instead from ABH is their brow pen because I am on the search of a good one. I have like a Rimmel one that's okay. And so I bought the ABH one in granite, which might have been where I went wrong the last time I tried to use this, but it's like black. It's like stark black. And the thing is with stark black, I don't know, I just didn't expect that because it's a brow pen. I expected it to be a little bit more soft. I was not prepared for it. So even as I'm going in now, I'm trying so hard to not go cray, and it's very hard to do. So it's probably more so for detailing the more that I play around with it. I'm gonna just go in with my normal brow cream. Again, M Cosmetics brow cream. I'm gonna go in with, maybe I'll go in with Soft Ebony. You know, together that doesn't look too bad, but I do feel like there's like a learning curve situation. Oh, but the pressure, it's so hard. Maybe, yeah, I shouldn't have went this dark with the color. I should have went with like the dark brown. But even more than that, there's like a pigmentation thing. Maybe I have to read up on how they say to do it. I mean, I like the end result. I think the end result is pretty. Again, maybe I'll buy a different color. Maybe a similar thing with the Freck situation. But as of right now, I'm not a fan. M Cosmetics came out with a new color of their lip pencil, Soft Blur Velvet Lip Liner, which I really, really like, but was admittedly not the best for like those with deeper skin tone. So they came out with this new color, which is called Foxy. I'm running into the same issue that I have with foundations, with like deeper versions of things. This is a bit too deep for me. I'm gonna mix it with the shade right above this, so just lighter than this to get it to the right color. But I do really like the formula of these. Why am I trying to talk and do this? And the color a little bit lighter than that is Minx, which is a little too light. Contouring, you see, it's really harsh. I gotta blend it out. It looks okay, but it is harsher than I go for. I wish they would have made, I do like that it's not super red, because a lot of times brown lip liners end up being like crazy red for some reason. And then Minx was a little too light, so I'm gonna use that over it. I just really like the texture of those. Those are really interesting. Like, I've never quite had a lip pencil blur quite like this. I should not be dipping in like that. I know better. By no means is this all the crap that I've purchased over the last few months, which is really embarrassing. A few comments that were like, Kendall, can you make a favorites video? I've been really interested in the products that you've been using in Bad Movies and a Beat. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to do that. I think it would be fun. But yeah, here's quite a nothing video, admittedly, as most midweek videos are. But I hope you had fun. I hope you were able to relax and unwind with me. If you like this video, feel free to like this video. Follow me on all my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and sometimes TikTok when I feel like it. All of which are KennieJD. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!